Buenos dias. All right. So off the rip, saying that a lot lately. Um, First thing I'm looking at this morning is the yield. All right, the 10-year Treasury yield to be exact. All right, seeing to get a pullback, completely far off the trend line, but 4.57 is a good level. The 4.67, right, slightly above it, is another good level. All right, so I think if we lose, well, if we keep rejecting, right, which is this is all this all depends on the reasoning behind it more than anything. All right. Just because the yield goes down doesn't mean it's a good thing. All right. And also, just because it goes down doesn't mean it's also a bad thing as well. What matters mostly behind it is the reasoning. Okay. Are they rushing to the treasury notes because out of fear, or they're rushing to the treasury notes because the market's looking good? You know, it all depends. That's why I say um, trading is very, very, very subjective. Okay. Depends on what you're looking at, depends on how you're looking at it, what tools you're using. In my case, this is where I think it could be a bullish case scenario for next week. I think because next week we got CPI and we got PPI data, right? So if the yield is coming down, it's either out of fear or either out of inflation cooling, right? So if inflation is cooling and somebody got the number somewhere, that's why we see it coming down. But it could also be we can see it coming down because maybe inflation's gonna come in hot next week. So they're a little bit more fearful, and that's why they're buying up the treasury notes, right? So something to keep in mind going into next week. Okay. So we look at the VIX. VIX is coming down. All right. I like that. Credit spread rose back up 3 points, but I mean, nothing drastic. We're still at a very good time to invest. All right. Um, Nasdaq getting a small pullback. Look, this right here, this is gonna be an issue for us right here. I'm gonna call that a critical level. All right. No, actually, I'm gonna call that something that we need to mount. Okay. If we can't seem to get above this level right here, just forget it. We're going to see the market get a pullback as well, back down to 29,441.5. All right. We really got to get above here. As you can see, there's been a gap here, filled it, but it seems like this is a strong look, and this should be like this should be a strong supportive resistance right here. All right. Because we can't seem to get above this area right here. All right. So, in order for us to become bullish, we need to mount 3108.25. We don't, we come back down. And it's not even like higher lows or like lower lows or lower highs at this point. We got these two right here evening out perfectly. All right. So it's not even creating a bearish formation right now. So the money's kind of telling me we're just consolidating at this point. And if we're consolidating, especially with this buy right here, I love this buy coming from the entire market. All right. But at this point, I feel like we are just kind of consolidating. So what also could happen, I'm seeing it right now. We got our shoulder, we got our head. We could be coming down for another shoulder. Okay. Might get a pullback. Not saying that we will, but that's a formation that we could, at least be on the lookout for, especially if we are going to turn bullish. All right. So if we do reject, we're looking for a bounce right here at 29,441. Then we need some movement back up to the upside of 3108. Mount, retest, boom, shoot back up. Okay. This would be an ideal situation for a bullish case scenario. All right. Now, does it always work like that? No, it doesn't. Okay. If we do reject, yeah. I mean, this one, I feel like the rejection is a lot more simple than the in the bullish case. All right, we reject, we come back down to strong level, retest that level, come back down. Now, if we find support in this area, loving the upside. Okay, now we can start looking towards. I don't like that shape. I don't know why. I just don't. Then we can start looking back for support up here at 29,441. And then from there, in that case, I really started to begin to like this consolidation right here. Okay. So things that those are good, those are some good things to look at this morning. All right. Apple wanted to play calls on them. Y'all know how I feel about all-time highs though. Okay. This could just really just be playing out for a nice double top. All right. That's why I didn't. Did I want to? 100%. I wanted to play 317s yesterday, like around like right here, like at 312. All right. I don't always jump the gun. All right. I like to live a little risky, but this morning I definitely wanted to just keep it safe. All right. Light get into my eyes again, man. Y'all know I don't like light. Okay. So we got I and Q. I and Q pretty much closed this trade out, but man, it's looking like it could come down some more, dog. It cannot seem to find any buyers right now at this level of the 200 SMA, which is very, very, very crucial. But then again, that's just my opinion, right? So this is gonna be very critical for us. So we'll call that a critical level. Beautiful. Okay. Ooh, I really do like that, but yeah, no, we're gonna call it right here. Okay. But if we do lose, damn magnet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I might like puts for here, right? Yep. All right. I like that a lot. So if we can't seem to get a good retest where we could reverse, and to be honest, in my honest opinion here, I think we're just only consolidating till we can allow the trend to catch back up. Might even get a pop back up to this 46.38. We reject this 46.38. Hold on. We reject this 46.38 right here. We come back up. Boy, I know you lying. Reject this 46.38 for the millionth time. We come back up. I like 44 puts, and we would be able to trail it all the way back down to 42. And then from there, that's just when it gets dangerous. Okay. Now, I like that because we'll be returning to the trend line and we'll be returning back to the 200 SMA. That would be technically its retest going into its full on downward spiral. So I like it. I might even love it. So we'll see. If I love it, I'm throwing the plays out there, man. All right. Next, the video. Okay, I don't got the pen. The video holding nice up here. All right. Did we get a bit of a pullback going into close? Yeah, we did. But nothing too concerning. Why? I like what I'm seeing here on the 4 hour, right? Whoops, did not mean to do that. That's a nice dubski. Throwing dubs out here, my boy. Love that. All right. And it's at the 200 day. At the 200 day, you couldn't ask for anything more than that. All right. Especially with a strong buy right here. I mean, come on, dog. So, may take some time. That's why we bought some time. You feel me? So, if y'all are inside the Discord, which I know a lot of you are, oh, that's my time to go. And I just gave y'all the sauce. Oh, well, I guess you got a free play now. Take it, run with it, do what you want with it. This is what I'm just getting into. Okay, this is what I like. Okay, where the heck is my Discord? Beautiful. Okay, boom. like calls to our calls objective. Y'all know the call objective inside there. But yeah, giving y'all nothing but the sauce over here. Call outs by Baba, your boy. Okay. 4th of July challenge, it's over. And at this point now, we're just pretty much waiting for these other tests, or not these other tests, this other trade to pretty much close out right now. Meta not looking so hot with facing up to 1.4 trillion in potential penalties in a team mental health lawsuit. That's crazy. That's called bankruptcy, my guy. Will it happen? Highly doubt it. Very unlikely. Okay. So we'll jump back to TradingView right here. And man, there's another one. Oh, Google. Google looking good right now. Google's looking just money. Okay. Where I got it at? I think I got it on my sketch pad. I definitely do got it on my sketch pad. Did a session yesterday with my dog. Shout out to you, Pat. Um, Look, got a beautiful, beautiful bull flag. You couldn't get a better bull flag than this. Not even gonna lie to you, okay? Then we just finished its retest, coming back up to remount the 200 SMA, or 200, my fault. I don't even know what I'm talking about now at this point. The 50 SMA, all right, at a strong level, okay? And you see it start to curve up, 200 MA down at the bottom. Definitely trying to curve up, right exactly where my arm is at, okay? Cannot just, I'm liking calls, and I'm probably gonna get into calls, all right? What I'll be getting into calls, that's for you to find out inside the Discord. So, thank y'all, and subscribe, man. You know, it's not like I'm getting paid on YouTube for this stuff because even if I was, it'd probably be like a cent. You know what I'm saying? But I say subscribe so that we can get the updates on when I drop these videos. Maybe I might get some sauce just like I dropped earlier. You know what I'm saying? So just subscribe. That's all I really care about. And just put the bells. That way you can get the notifications. You don't even gotta like it. You ain't even gotta comment on it. I mean, take my sauce, run with it, do what you want with it. Do not even care. Okay? It's educational purposes. Here to help you. Okay? So, that being said, y'all have a beautiful day. You beautiful people. So, adios, amigos.